unbox a Fronius inverter. This is a string inverter, 11 kVA Fronius inverter. So it's brand new. So yeah, the brand is Fronius string inverter. It is actually made in Austria. Made in Austria here. So it's heavy. Can't leave it by one person, but you need another one to leave it. So to unbox it, yes, put it on the right position. So basically you need a scissor just to cut the box. Just remember there are a lot of accidents when they are using cutter. So yeah, most of the time. So I just cut it. You also need a childish mind, like the child here. Okay. So to comment on the what's inside, because a child is always excited to open a box. Right, Rui?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Then just make sure that you cut the box, the paper cover, like that. Yeah. Alright, here we go. You open it. Yeah. No, remove your hand. Okay, so open it. Okay, then the other one. Okay, so there you are. So what's inside, Rui? So this is what's actually inside the Fronius string inverter. Looks big, but on the photos, looks small on the photos, but when you see it in actual, it's actually big. So the size of this big. Okay, so when you open the box, you can actually see some notes or letter for the addressee. And then you have of course, the hard copy of the manual, so that when you install this inverter, you actually have to follow this manual very carefully. It's all in here, so a quick installation manual here, then some previous from Fronius. When we already open it, you just need another person to just leave it, and a child again for audience. Okay, are you the audience? Okay. So when you leave it, be sure to So when it's already upside down, so just remove it from here, right there. Oh, yeah. And you can see this is a steel cover, right?
Yes.
Steel, yes. There's the brand Fronius. Then the what's this? The LCD display is right there. Alright, so you stand up, Ruby. Go here, stand here. Then, yeah, that's the massive size of Fronius. It's like Iron Man. Is it like Iron Man? You see the face?
Yes.
It's like Iron Man, and the color red. Right?
Yes, but red.
So the model number is Fronius Primo 11.4 -1 208 240. So Fronius Primo means single phase, so 11.4 kVA. One is single phase, and the range of voltage that it can be set, so from 208 to 240. The nominal operating voltage, since the range is 208 to 240, so you can choose which voltage this inverter to be applied. So we have 208, 220, and 240. Then the maximum continuous output current at V nominal. What happens is when you put the settings to a higher voltage, the current is lower than when you use it on a lower voltage. The current is higher. So when we go on the maximum continuous output power, 11.4, 11.4, so all the same output power. So the frequency, it can be varied, so 60 hertz or 50 hertz. Then we have the output power factor, so which means this inverter can be set to either 0 to 1 inductive or capacitive reactive power. So yeah, it can be set the power factor. Another is the AC operating frequency range. Okay, because we need to set the inverter to trip if it reaches a certain setting of frequency. And also we have this DC operating voltage range. This inverter has two MPPT, MPPT1 and MPPT2. So the range is 240 to 800 volts, meaning your strings can be of this within this range. Okay, so 230 to 800 volts. But the maximum MPPT voltage should not be greater than 1000 volts. So when you do that, the DC maximum continuous current 33 amps or 18 amps depending on how you connect the strings. It's either in parallel strings. Okay, so that's the nameplate of this inverter. So another features of this inverter is the DC disconnect. So when we see DC disconnect from the solar panels on the roof, it actually has a built-in DC disconnect. You can well, of course it should be on position. If it is in normal operating position, then there's a lock there. It's an optional. You can lock the inverter. Then we have the holes here, which your cable will go inside, the DC cable and the AC cables. And here is where your communication cables should go in. It's called the snap inverter. So the snap, you just put the base mounting and then you just snap the whole inverter. Inside this part here, that's where your DC cables and AC cables comes in. So you just have to snap that out. Then that's where you connect your AC cables and DC cables inside. So this is the WLAN or Wi-Fi connection, and there's a LAN connector there. When we put this up, there's MPPT, the easy connection, and you have the extra DC surge protection device pre-installed inside.